In this new series, Stupid Mistakes That Destroy Your Stucco, I'm going to explore and investigate building issues in stucco construction often caused by other trades that cost the potential homeowner thousands of dollars in eventual damage to their new home, and how to avoid these basic building mistakes from the start.
So let's go.
If he does this, he should be thrown off the job because they're an idiot. A fucking idiot. In our first case, this particular stucco company didn't really apply the proper thickness of base coat to the wall, and it's pretty contaminated with foam particles.
Okay, see here? Under here is foam. And these foam take up the space of base coat. So when you go to trowel, you got this can come through your finish coat. So what we usually do is we sand it off, right? So when you sand it, you're going to remove these pieces of foam here. When you put the base coat on and you put it that tight where you can actually see the mesh pattern, it's not thick enough. And it's not really flat. And there's like slight little imperfections and bumps and stuff. You can see that through the finish coat if it's drastic enough. So that's what makes a finish look very blotchy looking. Also, when you sand to get rid of stuff like this and that, you're going to open up the base coat to the foam here. When you put the finish coat is full of aggregate, and in between the aggregate, it's only a really tiny thin layer of paint, which when you're floating like this, you can open up these to expose the foam underneath, which is not good. Then you get little tiny pinholes. Any type of pinhole that when water saturates the wall in the fall here in southern Ontario, it can have holes that are open to water getting in, which is not good for your stucco. You're supposed to blow the fragments of foam from rasping off the wall. You have to clear all the loose stuff. You can't leave it in there, and you definitely don't want the particles of foam to contaminate your base coat, which leaves little chunks that take up space of the base coat between the surface of the mesh and the foam underneath. So you're just asking for trouble. It's too easy to breach the base coat finish. Plus, if you're scraping it off, that it becomes a little flimsy. You can actually see it's not that tight, right? So this is not really the way to trowel base coat.
So to sum this up, your base coat is the part of the system designed to keep water out. But if water gets in behind the base coat, it can also trap it in between the base coat and the foam because it's water resistant. In the winter, when that water freezes, it will expand and create pockets for even more water to get behind your stucco system. Throw a can of pop in the freezer and see what happens to it overnight. All it takes is a little tiny pinhole in the base coat to let a drop of water in. When the weather's too cold for the water to evaporate and it starts to freeze, then the process has begun. It's our job to make sure the base coat is applied thoroughly with the proper thickness to keep the water from penetrating the stucco system. So it's up to you, the homeowner, to hire a reputable stucco tradesman with the best troweling skills that will use the right amount of quality material. A good idea might be to go check out a job your prospective stucco company is currently working on, especially at the base coat level before the primer and finish coat cover up the possible inconsistencies in the base coat that could allow water to get in and wreck your stucco.
Hi, I'm Mike Cecchini from CecchiniStucco.com. I want to give a huge thanks for everyone checking out my videos. If you haven't seen them yet, just hit the link below. If you liked or found this video helpful, please like, rate, and subscribe.